with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning, speaking of seniors, is Kevin MacDonald, who is the CEO, correct?
Correct.
Of the new Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be with you, Barbara.
Yes, and you have lots of good things to talk about.
Sure.
Especially the article in the newspaper.
Yes.
That was terrific.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead. Spill the beans.
Oh, no. The article today just highlighted our food service program,
Yes.
and that's and talked to a couple of our cooks. And what a lot of people don't realize is when they look at the senior center at Bella Vita, at our new location, and how many meals we do every single day, five days a week. Because we're producing about almost 300 meals for our dining hall every day. Mm-hmm. And then out the back door, as I call it, we do the Meals on Wheels, or home delivered meals, as some people call it. And they're breaking records now with 326 meals were delivered yesterday. And it'll be another 320 today, and so forth for people that are homebound. So when you put those together, you're topping almost 600 meals every single day being cooked, and also served and delivered and packaged in, and all the teamwork that goes involved with that. We have a great nutrition program, and it's all nutritious food.
It is. I know, because quite a few years ago, I was one of those drivers for the home delivered meals, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. There's nothing more rewarding than bringing your bag of food into senior complexes or apartment complexes and seeing them open the curtains. Yay, you're here. I can get my lunch. It really is. It's so rewarding. And unfortunately, we had only a certain amount of time to do this in, so we couldn't really sit down and talk with the people, although we did. I did, anyway.
You did your job. You did right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many people out there, and we keep spreading the word to let your neighbors know, talk to people. If they are homebound, they need a meal, to call us. And they have to meet the qualifications, but we're happy to serve. And like I said, it keeps growing because of it's word of mouth and people sharing, saying, I know a homebound senior, and they need a hot meal, and we're going to go deliver it. I was delivering just a couple weeks ago in the east part of Canyon Country, and had a wonderful time back there and meeting some wonderful people. Like I said, everyone has gratitude. Everyone is grateful for their meal. You don't meet a bad face out there.
No, you don't.
I met one odd thing in one house, and I walked in, and I met a goat, and the goat was in the living room, and I'm not sure. And the lady was just wonderful and greeted us, and I was first greeted by the goat. So I have a picture with a goat delivering a meal, and I'm not sure how that goes, but it worked out just fine.
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people have goats for pets.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
All right. And they're even in our Meals on Wheels routes.
Yes.
So you never know. You never know.
Well, now, is it officially Meals on Wheels? I thought that was a standardized one.
No. Well,
ours is home delivered meals.
Well, let me explain how it works. It's the county term is home delivered meals, and we're county funded by it, and we're very grateful for that. But we're also affiliated with Meals on Wheels California and Meals on Wheels United States, Meals on Wheels America it's called. Great organizations that we're affiliated with. So we're proud to say we do Meals on Wheels, and it's all part of the same family.
Okay.
And they do some wonderful work on the federal level to make sure federal funding gets down to us to make sure we can deliver these meals. And they just had some nice victories in the latest budget going through. So we're really happy with our affiliation with Meals on Wheels.
That's terrific. Now, tell us what's going on at the Senior Center.
So much going on, and we've been celebrating the holidays last week and this week. We had our staff celebration. Yesterday, we celebrated our volunteers, Barbara. And as you know, because you're one of them, but 250 volunteers every month. And yesterday, we just had a celebration for them with some great goodies in the afternoon, some music, some tap dancing, some great desserts to say thank you, because we know as a staff, and the board knows they can't do it without these daily volunteers pitching in, whether it's the meals, but it's also servers and cashiers and so many different roles that we have. In accounting, we have 3 volunteers just to put data input into the computers. Mm-hmm. So we're so fortunate that part of the Senior Center family is that volunteer component. So yesterday we celebrated them.
That's a major portion.
It is.
It really is. It always has been.
And it's almost like another service because I have lots of seniors coming to me, what can I do that's meaningful? And we say, join our volunteers. Join our volunteer service, and we'll try to figure out what works in your life and your talents, and we match you up, and you're giving back in those later years. And, it's like a co-op almost,
Yeah.
everyone pitching in
Yeah.
together for the same cause and the same organization.
Welcome, Dr. Dorio.
Oh, thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome. It's
Happy
good
holidays
to
to
have
you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Glad you made it with us.
Yeah, and I love the meals at the senior center.
Oh,
And I was
yes.
telling Kevin yesterday that the meals for me now it's too much in terms of volume because I can't eat the whole meal. I want to bring my Tupperware with me.
We aim to spoil every person that comes in for a meal. Our
I am-
executive chef does it, but we also want to make sure you have the quantity you deserve.
I am
But-
definitely spoiled.
But that, to me, is a waste of food.
Oh, no, they're eating it, except Dr. Dorio. He doesn't eat his whole
No,
thing.
when
I-
I was
I
there,
say
I
that-
couldn't eat all of mine. And I see a lot of people sitting around the tables that their food is not all gone. And to me, those portions are enormous.
Well-
Isn't there some way you can cut them down?
Well, not totally enormous because we have a lot of people finishing the entire meal. Because
Yeah.
for some, it depends on the person. Sometimes that's their only meal that day, and that's their only full meal that day. So they come, and some of them even wait because they can't afford the breakfast or they can't afford the dinner, but they know they have a service at the senior center. They're going to get a nutritious meal, followed by county standards and everything else. So we're just grateful it's there for them. And it's like I said, our cook and chef team is just great, and the volunteers that serve it are important to
Oh,
us.
they do a good job.
Yeah, they certainly do.
I know. One of my best girlfriends volunteers there, Darlene.
Right.
Darlene
Darlene,
and
I saw
Bill,
her
yeah.
yesterday, and we celebrated her, and we celebrate the volunteers during the holidays. As we celebrate everybody else, this afternoon when I go back, there'll be a luncheon, special holiday luncheon for all of our seniors, with more music and more games, and there's lots of events going on. We do not want to slow down at our new center, and
Not at all.
Robin Cloud brings us a whole group of activities, and Blythe Birchall brings us activities. So it's a nice teamwork that makes it happen at Bella Vita.
And during this time of year, we have to remember that, part of the seasonal giving is assuring that there is no food insecurity in the Santa Clarita Valley, especially for our older adults. That becomes a problem, and we don't know it. It's just an unrecognized, huge problem that we face sometimes. And, if you see neighbors in your community and you think that they're not as good as they were last year nutritionally, help them out. Let us know.
Right.
Because we'll go out and investigate. We'll get them on a list. We'll bring them meals. We will do that for them. No one is going to be starving here in Santa Clarita. That is not going to happen.
Right. And it's also, as you just mentioned, the supports that go with it. The senior center, we're often known for our food, but the biggest expanding department is our support services. It's supports for seniors, and we've added on another 10 social workers this year. We call them care managers, and they're out for free to support seniors and their families, and they're all out in the community or they're at the senior center. I had a discussion with the crowd the other day, and I said, the holidays sometimes are very difficult for some people, and as you get older, it gets more difficult because you've lost some true loved ones, as we all have.
Yes.
But our support team is there for people, and what I did was line up members of our support team on the stage and just say, you can go upstairs at Bella Vita and talk to somebody. You can join a support group, but you can also have a one-on-one counseling session if you're hurting during this time, as many people are, and we can connect you with some friends as well. So I think that's an important time to reach out to us because our counseling and our services are there for everybody, and just someone to talk to during the holiday season. We're going to be open the whole time except for Christmas Day and New Year's Day, but we're open every day in between there during the weekdays. But it's also, we have people that happy to talk to you because they're going through it too.
Yeah.
And we can match senior versus senior so you can relate to it. And like I said, we're known for our food, but boy, I'll tell you, the biggest growth has been our services to the community through what we call
Exactly.
support services.
Well, you also have so many activities going on there.
Yes.
And you have a magnificent library.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I'm using the library.
And the library is growing. And we're also partnering with our local library, too. They're coming in several times in January to explain all the different options. So it's just, and we don't want to replace the library. We're not going to there. But we're also, our partnership with the library, we're very proud of that as that continues to grow each month.
Now,
To
what
show
do you
different
mean,
options.
your partnership with the library? Do they
They're-
donate books to you, or?
They're coming in and they're sharing different options for how to acquire books, where to get the books from, online, different avenues for that as well. So we've established a partner and a friendship with them where they can come each month and share some different resources.
Well, it's interesting because I buy paperback books, and when I'm through reading them, what do I do with them?
Right.
So I've been bringing them to the senior center.
Right.
And I'll bring a whole bag full of them, and then I leave with a bag full because there's so many there that I would love to read, and I read constantly, and I love mysteries, murder mysteries, and you have a lot of them there. So yeah, it's worth going to, and you also do exercise classes.
Lots of different exercises.
Oh.
You know, we were going through the schedule the other day, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. There's some activity going from
Continual.
card playing to anything that has a chair exercise affiliated with
Right.
it. So some things are just very mobile, and some are grab a chair and join our chair exercise. To Tai Chi, the volunteer instructor was in there yesterday. He has 3 classes a week going on. So we try to vary it a little bit for everybody. The arts and crafts classes that are going on, all sorts of needle crafters, the billiards room, the fitness center, the different dances, a little bit for everybody. And it's all basically very minor charge to use any of those things.
And it's so important for seniors to keep moving.
Yes.
Whether you're sitting in a chair, lifting your legs and swinging your arms, that's movement.
Yes.
And it's so very important.
And we accommodate for all of that, and we just encourage people to, like you said, keep on moving, and we'll have a class for you that moves even a little bit. That's
Yes,
just fine.
But
and it's important. It really is.
It's very intergenerational as well. That's an important aspect of understanding that when you hear the term senior center, that's stigmatized already because you're thinking wheelchairs, walkers, and you're thinking of old people not being able to move around. Well, when you go to lunch, you see them out on the dance floor, and they're moving real well.
Right.
So we have to emphasize that it is intergenerational. We ask every age is involved in exercising and doing things. This is a community place for people to go and participate and interact with everybody.
You got it. You got it,
Yay.
because we encourage the grandsons and the granddaughters to come with them. That's just fine. It is a place where I got a call last night on my voicemail saying, "Hey, can I bring my grandson who happens to have a disability?" I said, "Sure. We're open to everyone. Come and join us." And that's the important message we continue to put out.
Well, all of those sons and daughters and grandchildren, they're all part of the family,
Yes.
the family unit. And that's what the senior center is all about.
Yeah. And
It
I
really
think
is.
that's why it's been so welcomed, and we're having such a good time doing it, because it is that extended family.
That's right.
That we want people to come and share and laugh with us and hoot and holler and have a good time and dance if
Absolutely.
you can, have a meal, have an activity, and get some supports as you may need them during your lifetime.
And even when we were at the older center, that place was full constantly.
Yes.
And
All of that.
now
And now we grew 3 times the size, and we're still full
it's
constantly.
still full
so that's
constantly.
fine.
And that's
There's always
incredible.
room at the end, so
yes,
we're okay
always,
with that.
always, absolutely always. And after the first of the year, we'll get that room dedicated
Yes.
to Russ.
Yes.
Go. Thank you,
You-
Barbara.
Yes,
Your
we
room
will.
will be
That's
dedicated,
wonderful.
the reception room in your name and your husband's name, and that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Well,
so thank you.
he was one of the founders. Many years ago.
But it took a special, for you to think of that and for you to make a financial contribution, and that's important. And because from history that we're a private nonprofit organization. We're not county, we're not city, we're not state. We're just a private nonprofit organization, and we've built a beautiful building for sure, and that's been a great success. But in order to keep us going, we need operational funds to keep us going. We
Yeah,
have to raise
that's
$1
big
million a year to break even. So we have we're in the middle of an appeal campaign, the end of the year. You can go to our website and make a donation for there. You can send us a note, or you can call the senior center. But we're looking for support as we go into the next year to keep our doors going and open and all of our activities going. Because you walk through the door, there's no fee. And right now we're asking the community and for our participants to say, hey, can you help us out as a nonprofit to make it happen? And that's our appeal campaign. You can check it out on our website or give us a call.
And it's so important because this community has so many seniors. It's unbelievable. It really is. A lot of these apartment complexes, they're full of seniors, absolutely full of them. And the more people who know about the opportunities that are available at the senior center, the better off these seniors are going to be.
You're right. You're absolutely
They
right.
really are, because there's companionship there, there's exercise there, there's food there, there's everything you can possibly need to keep you going. And especially when you don't have family members around.
You're right.
And
And
that's critical.
that companionship is important because I remember walking through and just saying, will they connect me with someone? And that's an important aspect, saying, no, if you're new, we'll connect you with some friends. Because it's more important than the food. It's that companionship. Will I have someone to talk to? And we have some ambassadors that help people out too to get them connected, and that's a nice thing. Because all you need in life, as we all know, is one or two friends, and we're going to be okay. And the senior center offers that opportunity because other people are looking for friends there too.
And aren't you so happy that you are here
Yes,
at the senior center?
yes, absolutely. I love it every day.
No, but we're very happy to have you here as well, because I know a lot of this would not have occurred. Bella Vita would not have occurred if it weren't for you, Kevin. Your presence, when you came in, there was a big switchover and goals that we said, we are now going to achieve those goals. We had the goals, but we didn't know how to achieve them. Your role in this was huge, coming in and having the ideals to move things forward for us, and you did that. So thank you so much.
Wow.
2019 was a great year, and part of that was your fruition to help us out achieve this.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, but you also know of our board with Peggy Rasmussen leading this charge many years ago. Her dream, and then joined by Elizabeth Hopp and Julie Sturgeon and that board of directors and that 105-member staff and those 250 volunteers and those people that we serve who have helped us get to where we're at. You can't beat that combination, and that's why we're all fortunate for that to
That's
happen.
very true. And we have still a lot of past board members who are alive
Yes.
and who have contributed
Yeah,
so much.
We're on the shoulders of the people behind us, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And we are a family.
Yeah,
All of us are family in terms of leadership, everything else. Bella Vita Familia.
there you go.
There you go.
You're adding to the name, Gene. That's okay.
A happy place.
There you go.
A happy place. Well, gee, Kevin, it was great having you. I don't know where the time went, but it disappeared. But we got lots of information out.
Right?
And how can we reach you?
Can I give you one more thing? Do we have
Yes,
time for
please.
one more
One
thing?
more thing.
Yes. We have Celebrity Waiter coming up this year.
Oh,
Our big
yes.
event. It's called A Night of Royals on February 29th. Table sponsors are available. Barbara, you just signed up for a table, so
Yes.
thank you for doing that. Come and join us February 29th at Bella Vita.
Well, after all, I am British, you know.
Yes, yes. So a night of royal, whatever royal you want to
And
be,
a
you
royal.
can be. But please come and join us. Check our website. All the information's there. We're going to sell out this year once again for Celebrity Waiter on February 29th.
Yes, and it's 259-9444.
You got it.
661 area code.
Thank
Thanks
you very
a
much.
million, Kevin.
Thank you, Barbara.
We
Thank
really
you, Jen.
enjoyed
Happy
it.
holidays to you.
You
Yes.
too. Thank you.
No, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And the same to you.
Yes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
If you are a small business owner or self-employed and owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call Anthem Tax Services today. 866-630-2694. We have saved millions of dollars in tax debt, and our goal is to reduce your tax debt to as little as possible. We are confident enough in our services to offer a 100% money-back guarantee. Call for a free consultation, and we'll also take care of your tax case study for free. 866-630-2694. 866-630-2694.
Have you got a young one who's always on the go? Ice Station Valencia has an incredible program. Our Little Tykes hockey program for ages 3 to 6 makes it easy and affordable to introduce your child to the awesome sport of ice hockey. We provide most of the hockey gear for free to get started, including shoulder pads, elbow pads, gloves, and jersey. You'll be amazed at how quickly your child takes to the ice. Call 775-8686 or skate to the net, www.icestation.net.
A little bit of North Poland comes to Santa Clarita, the pierogi spot on Golden Valley near Sam's Club. Hearty Polish dumplings stuffed with everything from potatoes and meat to fruit. Plump, puffy pockets of comfort food perfection. Family owned and operated, the pierogi spot also offers Polish sausage, stuffed cabbage rolls, and Polish hunter stew. Not to mention delicious dessert crepes and specialty cakes. Open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. Catering and private parties available. For more information, go to pierogispot.com or call 254-4850.
We host a lot of company events.
KHTS owner Jerry Cerati Golden.
My first call is always to AV Party Rentals.
AV Party Rentals has everything you need for your company party. Visit their large and beautiful showroom in Newhall and discover how AV Party Rentals can create that extra accent for your company party. No worrying, no stress during setup because their delivery staff is friendly, efficient, and willing to go that extra step to make things easier. On Newhall Avenue and Carl Court, or plan your party online at avparty.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Doria.
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And our guest now is one of our sponsors, Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Woohoo!
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Likewise, both to you.
Award-winning Myles McNamara. So we're wondering, you've achieved so much here in Santa Clarita, and hopefully many people have given you awards, but this is a different award for you, or is this a new award? Or?
No, Kevin from the Senior Center, he was razzing me. It was an honor. Yesterday we had our board installation for the Valley Industrial Association, VIA.
Yeah.
And our outgoing chairwoman, Teresa Todd, presented me with what's called the Chairwoman's Diamond Award for, I don't know, I guess the work I had done on the board, and she was just showing her appreciation. So, so we had Senator Scott Wilk there yesterday to install our new board, which is an amazing board. Cool. And so VIA moving into 2020 is going to be very strong. Incoming chair is Hillier Broadwater, excuse me. And then, of course, Kathy Norris is our executive director over there. So it's a great business organization. A lot of business owners and legislators and stuff belong to VIA because that's small business is important, and Santa Clarita is a very business friendly community. So
Now, what does VIA stand for?
Valley Industrial Association.
Right.
Yeah. So
you always see the VIA, but I don't know whether that many people know what that means.
Right. And it's evolved over the years. It used to be business to business, and it promoted business to business operations, but now it's business to consumer. I call it B to E, business to everybody. Oh
yeah, good for you.
Because you have to think about doing business with the businesses, to the consumers. It's a good organization that helps business owners and high level employees. We are big into workforce development, and so. It's a good organization.
And if you don't have the community involved, you don't have any businesses.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly right. So, but anyway, so let's talk home care.
Home care.
Keep our seniors at home.
That's right.
And
at home and happy.
Make sure we differentiate between home care and home health care, because people where we are lacking right now, and if it weren't for you, Myles, in this community through VIA or Diamond Awards or anything else, because you are here, you are giving my patients home care, and they can get home health, but it's short-lived. It's 20 to 100 days at the most, and then it gets really non-existent. And the way people are going to age in place in this community will be home care. Right. And so let's discuss that, because I think, when we talk about Medicare, Medi-Cal, whatever it is, whatever insurance plan you're on, you have to understand that insurance does play a role. But at some point, you can be left without a safety net, and you're stuck at home, and you can't go any further in terms of your own personal care. And if anything, it becomes out of pocket. But you need to have something to keep you going, an awareness of those around you to assure that you don't fall out of the system, end up homeless or hungry or anything like that.
Well, that's the biggest misconception is between home care and home health. And you're probably among the single-digit percentage-wise of physicians who actually have their head around that right off the top of their head.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times when we talk to our potential clients, it's like, I don't need a nurse. They think we're nurses. And so I constantly, for almost 2 decades, I always struggle with the verbiage to most quickly get someone's head around what home care is, a private duty personal assistant, if you will, that, and I struggle constantly. Okay, what's going to be that golden nugget when someone gets that aha moment of what we do? So, I've even tried, we're a rented adult child, we're a rented you, because we as adult children who are part of the sandwich generation a lot, who are struggling to keep our parents at home safely. And we're, not only, as I said, the sandwich between taking care of their own kids and family, then running over to make sure mom's eating well, that dad's taking his medications, that their personal hygiene's being addressed, maybe getting them to doctor's appointments, straightening up around the house, going shopping, other errands. So we are that adult child who is struggling because, a lot of our seniors want to stay in their own home. And so they may just need that helping hand to now safely do that because they may be a fall risk. A lot of our clients have some cognitive impairments, so Alzheimer's and other types of dementia where they really can't be left alone, but otherwise they're fairly high functional in their own home. So we're that helping hand, that extra eye to keep them safely there. How often have you heard the horrid story, and you probably called to action, Dr. Dorio, is when a senior has fallen and they're by themselves and they're laying on the floor for a day or two before someone checks on them, before someone walks in and sees them lying on the floor. Maybe they didn't have an emergency response system. Maybe they couldn't reach the phone. But we come across that more often than I'd like to think, in that we walked in and found mom on the floor and she'd been there for 2 days. Now,
and they're
no
sick
judgment
now,
on why would you go
dehydrated,
2
renal
days.
failure, everything else
Yeah.
is now taking place. They have to be hospitalized. Most of the time they might recover, they might even need surgery. But the sad part is that this happened. And, there needs to be, help. I've fallen and I can't get up. Those commercials, you got the button, that's fine. But I would say half the people that have the button don't push the button, or it's not even close by. And they haven't even been, they might have the button around their neck or on their wrist. They didn't push it.
And we talk about this, I know, a multitude of times every time I'm on your show, but it's really important to have that roadmap, that plan, that talk, if you will, with your aging loved ones before it becomes an issue, before it becomes an emotional decision rather than a tactical decision, a logical decision. Is take the emotion out of it and talk about how aging in place looks to your parents or yourself, or whatever the case may be, before it's an issue. It's like some seniors will opt and choose to go to an assisted living facility because, it's sometimes called a cruise ship on land or what have you. But, and again, I know we've talked about this before, but it's such an important point is, what does that journey look like for the senior? They may want to stay in their own home. So what are the benefits? Well, we know the benefits, but what are the needs to do that financially, planning, what have you? Because if they choose to go to an assisted living, that's pretty much a no-brainer. But if they choose to stay at home, you're going to have to pull in some resources because, sometimes, there's that old saying, ain't none of us getting out of this alive. So as we age in place, our health is going to deteriorate, our mobility is going to deteriorate, our cognitive ability is going to deteriorate. So, but if you want that to happen in your home, there's resources that you have to pull into the game. And home care, which is relatively new industry, is just that, because we're not nurses. We are that extra hand. We are that overseeing eye to keep our seniors in their home Make sure they use their walker when they're supposed to so they don't fall and break a hip or hit their head. Get them in and out of the shower okay. Make sure they take their medications on time. Again, as a physician, you know that the largest percentage reason why a senior goes into the hospital besides a slip and fall is mismanagement of their meds.
Absolutely.
You know, they forget that med that they have in their cabinet, the doctor said, well, don't take that because it's not going to interact well with your new medications. And they're taking sometimes expired medication, and they're taking meds that don't belong. So, I mean, it can go off the rails fast.
Yep.
So have that talk with your loved one. Get all the legal documents in place. We've talked about that 100 times because, again, I'm not the champion of cliches today, but people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. And so
true.
if you have those legal documents in place that give somebody to speak on your behalf, so, you know, God forbid you can't speak on your own behalf, but then when things start to happen, as you start to age in place, it's a matter of just pulling the trigger on an already executed plan, not standing out in the hall arguing with your siblings about what mom would have wanted, or dad would have wanted this, or I think they would have said this. You know what? Get it all mapped out. Get it, put it. I mean, you guys have seen this. I mean, advanced healthcare directives. Sometimes folks have everything planned so down to the last fact, like what music's going to be played at their wake. You know, I mean, it's so, again, if it's not a fun thing to do, but again, if you do it before there's emotion involved, if you do it as just a factual, logical plan, then it's kind of like, we all know logically, we all, you know, as the younger we are, the more immortal we think we are. But as we start to age, we start to accept our mortality, and we understand that at some point our time on this planet is going to expire. So what's that map look like as you take that journey? And it's so important, and it's so heartbreaking when I see all the time adult siblings out in the hallway or in the front room with mom sitting in the kitchen arguing about what they think mom would have wanted. And it's just so easy to plan before it becomes an issue. So again, long-winded answer to say what you said. The difference between home health and home care is home health is a nurse. The doctor will send them there for less than an hour to check your vitals, to check your wounds, to whatever reason they're being prescribed to you, usually after discharge from the hospital. Home care is just the opposite. We are not nurses. We call ourselves concierges, private valets, personal assistants. We're there for that extra hand to help our seniors stay safely in their own home. And another thing I try to enforce, that's not a very good term, share, is to be proactive, not reactive. Because again, home care can prevent that slip and fall. It can prevent that broken hip. So if you have a small amount of time where a comfort keeper is coming in and helping you in and out of that slippery shower, to make sure you are eating nutritional meals, to make sure you are taking your meds on time, then you won't need us 24 hours a day when mom falls and hits her head on the counter, or she has a, you know, whatever may be the incident that occurs. But be proactive, because reactive, we can be there, obviously. But think ahead, execute your plan, keep mom and dad safe. Go over to visit them when you want to as a son or daughter, not as a caregiver. A lot of our kids are running in there, and they've got an hour before juniors soccer practice. So they're running in, and they're throwing in a load of laundry, and they're going to the store, and their mom do this, mom. And there's no quality time there. You know, they're going in, there's the chore master, and they're running around, and they're checking in. You take your meds, you take your shower, you do here, I'll throw it in this laundry, I'll come put it in the dryer after soccer. And they're just running around rather than going in and having a cup of tea with dad. You know, whatever
things are already taken care of.
Exactly. You know, so we get that a lot. Oh, I'm not ready for you yet. Well, again, what does that mean? We're not nurses. You're not ready to prevent a broken hip. What is it you're not ready for? So again, we can be reactive. We are all the time. We get calls from the hospital that mom's fallen and broken hip and coming home tomorrow. Now they need us for a significant amount of time. Obviously, we can do that. I try to prevent those issues and use this on a lower level, preventative, sort of along the same kind of theory as the gastric bypass surgery. Remember, insurance used to not cover that. You know, and then they step back and say, well, wait a minute, if we do this now and our patient loses 150 pounds and we lose all these possibilities of diabetes and all these other things that come with morbidity.
Right.
It's like, oh, wait, let's pay for this now. And not only are our patients going to be healthier because everything's a business. Let's call it like it is. It's going to save us money down the road. Home care is the same. If mom's getting a little wobbly on her feet, if dad's not taking his meds on time, if he shouldn't be behind the wheel, we all know, God love them, our seniors should not be driving sometimes, is because our caregivers provide that too, with or without their own car. I mean, we could drive the client's car. Our caregivers all have cars themselves. So we can take mom to the store. We can take dad to the doctor's appointment. So, and again, a lot of kids are struggling with guilt. Well, that's my job. No, your job is to make sure it's done safely. And then have quality time with mom and dad. Don't be that chore master. Come in and let us be the overseer, if you will. You come in, have a seat in a clean house with freshly done laundry and a stocked refrigerator, and mom's just showered, and you come on in and have lunch with her. We'll even cook it. So again, it's a growing industry. It's a big need too, because seniors certainly don't want to go into a nursing home.
Yeah, that's the last thing. None of my patients have ever said to me, "Please, Dr. Dorio, send me to a nursing home." That's never happened.
Yeah, roadmaps that are done never include that.
Yeah, but there's a value here that we've talked about before in the past, that that government is starting to recognize that need for especially patients who have come out of the hospital. They get their home care, but then they've realized there's a need to keep them in their homes. And you have now Kaiser, I think it's Kaiser and maybe a few other groups have said, we are going to do this.
Yeah.
We are going to make sure that our members are taken care of at home, and the little things of life that they aren't able to do, we will do it for them, and that allows them to sustain themselves and age in place. So tell us a little bit about these agencies that are out there that are now talking about and allowing their patients to have this kind of home care.
Nicely teed up. I like that. You know exactly where I was going. Yeah. Unfortunately,
great minds think alike.
Right. Unfortunately, open enrollment is over now because there's a time of year that you can.
December 7th.
Yeah, you can change your Medicare coverage and such. So it's kind of a done deal at this point. But now it's kind of like realize what you may or may not have. CMS, which is the Center for Medicare and Medi-Cal Services, who oversee Medicare and Medi-Cal, has opened the door for Advantage plans to now pay for non-medical home care. As kind of referencing that gastric bypass surgery we talked about, hopefully at some point Medicare is going to see the benefit full-fledged and say, oh my goodness, this is amazing. We're going to pay for 20 hours a week for home, whatever it is. But right now you have your Advantage plans coming in 2020. And again, as we all know, a quick backstory, and just throw something at me when we have to take a break, and we'll continue after, is a quick backstory is we all know what Medicare is. But seniors can now, or anyone over 65, can now assign their Medicare benefits to what are called Medicare Advantage plans, the Kaisers, the United Healthcares, the Scans, and those are, and again, we circle back to the almighty dollar, those are privately ran businesses. Those are HMO, health management organizations. So what Medicare is doing is saying, your Medi-Cal payments are not going to be given, let's just say Kaiser, because Kaiser actually got, I'm partial because they've actually chosen Comfort Keepers as their preferred vendor for home care. So we have a nice partnership with Kaiser.
That's wonderful.
So Kaiser is a privately ran business, will get those premiums from Medicare. And now Medicare says, we don't care if your P&L is in the red or the black. Take care of the patients, because we're going to overlook that. But it's a privately ran business now. So it will be these HMOs, the Kaisers, the Scans, the United, it'll be their decision if they want to include home care in their benefit package. So ask, if you have one of those Advantage plans, ask them if home care is a covered benefit under your existing policy, or maybe you have to apply to have it added, whatever the case may be, because these individual Advantage plans are going to do that cost analysis on their own. They're going to say, if we pay for 20 hours a week of home care for X amount of dollars, are we going to save 15 times that down the road when Mrs. Smith doesn't fall and get a, what do you call a head trauma or a broken hip. So ask. Unfortunately, December 7th, as Barbara said, is when open enrollment closed. So check with your Advantage plan if that's what you have, to see if home care Private duty home care is usually the actual phrase they use. See if private duty home care is a benefit that is currently covered under your Advantage plan. If not, tell them to do it.
I'm so thankful that I bought long-term care insurance because it paid a third of the bill.
Right.
And a third of the bill is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It really is. Because we ended up having 24/7 care for Russ.
I know.
Yes. Yes.
But again, and you're right, and we maybe can talk about that after the break of some other avenues, not only long-term care, but I also kind of want to get into holidays with your parents coming up with Christmas right around the corner.
Terrific. We'll take a break. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
There are many memorable restaurants in Santa Clarita, but 3 words stand out from the crowd. Mom can cook.
Mamá puede cocinar.
Mom can cook the best Thai food on this side of the planet.
Mama fait la cuisine.
No matter what language you use, Mom Can Cook says it all. Thai food at its finest, all your favorite dishes and Mom's very own original specialties. Experience it on Soledad by the Canyon Country Post Office.
Mama 요리가 좋으세요?
Mom Can Cook.
The Art Gallery of Santa Clarita Artists Association, located in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Railroad and Main, features local members' original artwork with changing exhibits every 2 months. Purchase affordable art for your home or as gifts. Open Friday through Sunday or by appointment. Artists wishing to join the SCAA can visit santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming shows, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
This holiday music is brought to you by Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, your community health partner. To learn more about our award-winning care, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us on the web at providence.org.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign, next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
What if you could wake up without the burden of owing over $10,000 in taxes to the IRS or state? Call the trusted name in tax resolution, Anthem Tax Services, 866-630-2694. With over 30 years of experience in tax preparation and tax law, we are ready to negotiate your tax debt and reach a settlement that makes sense for you.
Anthem saved me nearly $17,000 and settled my debt with the IRS for just $100.
Call 866-630-2694. We are the only company that is confident enough in our services to offer a 100% money-back guarantee if we can't put you in a better position than where you started. All you need to do is call for a free consultation. 866-630-2694. You may even qualify to save up to 99% off your tax debt. Call Anthem today and we'll also take care of your tax case study for free, saving you hundreds of dollars. 866-630-2694. 866-630-2694.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Myles McNamara of Home.
Comfort Keepers in Home Care.
There you go.
Our Diamond Award winner.
And I'm having a candy cane. So before the break, we were talking about Medicare, and so take a look at your Advantage plan. See if that it is covered. If not, ask them that it is. keep in mind that an HMO, your Advantage plan's a business, so they're going to make cost analysis and business decisions. But I think in the long run, they will decide that. But
and especially, Myles, make sure that our listeners understand the difference between home care and home health care, and that as we move to this so-called experimentation that Medicare Advantage has, that we also move into the arena where people who don't have the Advantage plan, those still get home care, not just home health when they're hospitalized, but home care. And that will make a huge difference.
Right. It's something I want to say to our adult kids who won't offend our seniors who are listening, because they'll understand, especially if they can understand what I'm about to say, then they realize this doesn't pertain to them. That's quite a setup. Is our adult kids sometimes have to understand that our amazing parents, our heroes, no longer have the final word. Sometimes if aging in place and cognitive impairment and such starts to take place, just because mom or dad says no, as respecting kids, sometimes we don't be disrespectful, don't be a bull in a china shop, but it's that circle of life. And as our parents deteriorate and their cognitive choices become not the best ones, if you have that circle of life, I kind of akin it to that, if we have a child who wants to run out in the street and we tell them no and they try to overrule us, we say, no, you don't get the last word. Well, sometimes as our parents, and trust me, in almost 20 years of doing this, I've never met a senior who needs help because they're proud, they're independent, and they don't want to be a burden to anybody. But we also have to understand as respectful adult children that when mom or dad says, no, I don't need help, I'm fine. Well, maybe you're not as fine as you think. Maybe you shouldn't be driving anymore because of your reaction time or some kind of physical, incapacity. So I want to encourage my adult kids out there is talk to someone. You just had Kevin MacDonald off from the Senior Center. They have an amazing staff over there that if you have a parent aging in place, and Suzanne Nelson, who's been, the director over there for, eons, 30 plus years, is go to the Senior Center, give me a call. I mean, sometimes you just need a sounding board. Sometimes you need to know what resources are out there. They are your parents, and sometimes we hold back in realizing that they are deteriorating. They are aging in place. They are no longer making the best decisions for themselves. So be respectful, be loving, get help. There's resources out there. There's people you can talk to. There's plan of actions you can put in place, but don't turn a blind eye and say, well, they said no, they don't need help. Yeah, well, they kind of do. And so really pay attention to that. And also, if you get someone else like a Dr. Dorio or someone from the Senior Center to tell your parents that, remember, you will always be their children. I've had adult kids who have PhDs and as many acronyms after their names as you can think, and they're saying something to mom or dad, and they're shutting them down because it's their daughter. But the minute someone like me comes in with very few, if any, acronyms after my name, and I say the exact same thing, they go, that's a great idea.
That's right.
And I see my adult kid just collapse on the couch.
Yeah, I've been saying this all along.
So again, don't forget the parental-child relationship. There's that dynamic. Our heroes are becoming older. They're aging in place. They sometimes don't make the best decisions for themselves. Parenting your parents is the hardest transition you will ever make in your life. Do it respectfully, do it lovingly, but talk to somebody, get somebody's input, get professionals involved who can help you with those decisions and make a plan.
And be observant, as you've always said, during the holiday meals when you have family around, look at your older adults and make sure they're a part of the conversation and see how they are part of the conversation. See how many times they might get up to go to the bathroom. See how many times they're eating less. You have to be observant.
Right. And in closing, I get a lot of questions this time of year. What is seniors like for Christmas? What should I get mom or dad for Christmas? And I say the same thing every year. Your parents don't need materialistic things. They want your time. So if you're looking to give your parents a gift, take them to dinner, take them on a cruise, go, spend time with them. They don't need another tchotchke. They don't need another gift unless there is something materialistic physically they need. But in my opinion, the gift of time is the best gift, not only for just your parents, for your entire family, but give your, because we're all busy. We're trying to slip them in our schedule and grab a. That's my recommendation. The best gift for a senior is time.
How do we get a hold of you? What's your number?
I'm 661-287-4200 right down here on Lyons Avenue. Again, it's 287-4200, or just go to comfortkeepers.com.
Myles McNamara, Diamond Award winning Myles McNamara. Thank you for being on the show. Great information.
My pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Happy ho-ho.
You do. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.